Not as I play my
What
nose.
is the cheese that make you sick,
There you go.
Arden?
Yeah, perfect. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Oh, look.
Out of the Cold. This is a D&D campaign I'm playing with my friends. Everybody, look around you. You're on a shiny new YouTube channel. Look, look at it.
Oh,
So nice to be in here. So we've got this new channel, and we are trying to make bits and pieces happen more on the channel. So we're gonna hopefully do some maybe interview type stuff, maybe some chat stuff about different things to do with D&D. We've just been talking about them for now, but we might put them. We will put them on the channel, but when we get around to doing it, I don't know yet. So Out of the Cold is a D&D 5e campaign, and it's been going for how many sessions, guys? What are we on now?
10?
This is 12.
12.
I think this is number
a
12.
lot.
12.
Yeah,
There is a plurality to the episodes.
Yeah, so
Definite plurality.
Pretty sure this
we
is
are
12.
on.
yeah.
I don't know. I've not got it on my
Carry
phone
on,
yet.
got it right.
But yeah, we're getting there anyway. And exciting stuff is happening all the time, and some more exciting stuff is going to happen today. So now, where do we begin in this situation? Let's start as we mean to tone this episode, maybe with some sinisterness. I'm gonna take us in at the point after you had got an entire tavern named the Yak's Tongue absolutely 100% wasted to the point of passing out to cover up the crime of murdering a lord and then reviving a lord and
2 times.
then murdering him with cheese.
Technically, he was never dead.
Well, technically he was in terms of hit points, Luke's. Arden, sorry. Not you on your screen name.
I need to change. Yeah, sorry.
Honestly, just can't get the players, can you?
No, it's terrible. And so they had dragged the mangled unconscious corpse of Lord Deles Sletney to the back area and sort of propped him in Nan's old bedroom, which is a broom closet with some rather attractive mops in it. Nyala had tried to maintain a concentration on an enchantment to keep him pacified, and then had gradually drifted off to sleep. And as she drifted off, before she had drifted off, we actually redacted that he woke up and saw stuff, but you'd bagged and you had tied him up, and Maruk had lit a candle in this small space, and he was kind of sitting up in bed. Nyala snoring gently behind on the mattress. I'm guessing on the bedroll on the floor. That's how I pictured it. And that this character was sitting up, or was being sat up rather by Maruk. Will come in there, and he, as he groggily comes to, he says, "What is this? How dare you? What is going on?"
Hey, calm, shh, calm.
Calm, I've got a
As
damn
you
bag over
wake
my
up,
head.
you're going to think a lot of things. Shush. I don't want you to talk. I want you to listen. Listen very carefully. And I will answer all of your questions if you just keep quiet.
What? Why should I keep
Starters.
quiet? Why shouldn't I shout out?
Because if you do, I will kill you, and this time there will be no witnesses. This time you will just disappear. So you're going to keep quiet, or things will get very messy for you. Firstly, I want you to know that you are safe so long as you cooperate. Secondly, if you don't cooperate, that's when things will get ugly.
Cooperate with murderers?
For starters, I told you to be quiet. If you speak again, there will be trouble. For starters, whatever you think happened last night, whatever you think that you remember, you don't. Whatever happened was just a dream fueled by alcohol. We can we can prove this as we have countless witnesses that placed you passed out in the middle of the tavern in your own vomit. Okay? If you say anything to the contrary, all these people will happen to just appear and contradict you. Secondly, you are going to forget any faces you think you saw last night. Anyone you saw was just a regular at this tavern. People you see day in, day out. There was no one out of the ordinary there. Everyone you think you saw was just a figment of your imagination. If you even think of talking to anyone about anything different that you saw last night, I will come to your house in the middle of the night. I know where you live, and everyone you ever loved will be there with me, in a bag at the foot of your bed. If you continue to speak, one by one, they will turn up in 2 bags at your door, one for their body, one for their head. If you stay quiet, your family will be safe. But don't forget, I will do anything to protect the people that I consider family. So I'd strongly urge you to do the same for yourself. I would consider protecting your family at all costs by not speaking about our little conversation. If you agree to these terms, then we won't see each other again. You won't remember me, you will not think of me, you will not think of me or my family ever again. You will go home to your sad little life with your sad little family and do your sad little job in your sad little castle. We will never cross paths again, and you will live a long and happy life. But I warn you, if you whisper a single word of this to anyone, I will come back to Kakanzax, I will find you, I will hunt you down, and I will end your bloodline. Do we have a deal?
Roll an intimidation.
Okay.
With advantage because he's tied up, gagged, blindfolded.
Oh, very low on. Go on, with that.
So that's a straight roll because I have exhaustion. Thanks, Luke.
Oh no.
23.
He makes a very sudden action which you weren't expecting. And slams his face against the door or the wall, the side of the cupboard, and you hear this sickening, and you think his jaw has realigned. And he says, "Ugh. What did you threaten me and my family in my hometown? You do not know who I am, but you sound like someone who is true to their word. I will take you. What is the deal then? What do you wish me to do? Just to leave, to walk out of here and not speak a word?
The deal is you go home, you forget all about last night, all about the dagger, all about the cheese, all about this little conversation here. You forget all about myself, the tiefling, the human, the tabaxi, and the elf. And the 2 humans that are with us. The one-armed man. You remember that man? I did that to him. So don't think that I will not kill you. You will go home, you will forget all about us, and in return, we will leave you alone. You will never see our faces again.
He's visibly shrinking back from you, trying to shuffle backwards across the bedroll, and then comes into contact with his hands come into contact with Nyala, and he feels that there's something laying behind him. And he says, "Okay, how do we go about this next then? What's the next step?"
Your family home at the moment.
They will be. I have no idea. What time is it? Where am I? Don't even know where I am.
What kind of time is it?
So it's probably about 2, 3 in the morning. It's like early morning.
It is the early hours of the morning. If your family are asleep, then I will keep these restraints on you. I will put you in a device to transport you. I will take you home and I will leave you there, and you will never see us again.
You mean to
You'll
leave?
wake up tomorrow in your bed. What?
You mean to leave me bound and gagged at my door?
No. No, you will go back to sleep, and when you wake up, you will be outside of your house, as if you just woke up from a bad dream or a bad drunken night, but you couldn't quite stumble home. You will wake up outside of your door, you will go inside, you will say good morning to your wife, good morning to your children, and you will go about your day.
Yes, my wife. Very well.
Do we have an agreement?
Very well. You seem like a man of strong conviction, and I believe that you would do those things to me.
Good. I would.
And my family. And I can't have that happen.
The last thing that I will say this is going to hurt. And I kind of elbow him in the head to like knock him back out.
Okay. Yeah, he goes down. He's already
Kitty!
and he's now kind of Nyala's nearly like spooning him on this bed, and he's out.
So I'm going to take him and I'm going to find some form of like oak barrel or something
There are
a
plenty.
little bit more inconspicuous that I can just carry around on my shoulder.
There are plenty of empty barrels now in the bar that would be ideal and would easily conceal the shape of a body rather than something like a Hessian sack. You would assume that this would not necessarily be the greatest disguise for a body. It would seem quite obvious in that space.
Yeah.
So
Let me know whether this is permissible, but can I, even if I have to make a roll for it, can I say whether Arden was outside listening in on the conversation through the door?
Where were you in the bar? You were talking to Javel at one point. You were going across to him, weren't you?
I was talking to Darvel, but then I was going to go out back to
Okay.
wash, but I didn't realise this was going to take place right away.
Okay. No. Yeah. You can have been at the door listening, and that's fine. No problem. So you hear this?
Okay. Do you want me to make a perception check, or are you just happy with that?
No, you're in. You're there. We knew what was going to happen. I'm taking it that
Okay, cool.
Marden was kind of there for in case Maruk did something against what you as Arden was against Arden's kind of morality, maybe. Like kind of I don't want him to
Sure.
kill him because of your kind of your monkish ability. You want to look after them, and you know that everything that happened was complete happenstance and blind.
Yeah, it was all
unluck.
complete random shit.
Okay, so you're outside.
Anyway,
It's not very wise to throw a knife at cheese.
Never gonna live that down, mate.
Okay,
next time
Nope.
it's going to be a cheese knife.
you hear this dunk and a fall to the floor.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put him in this barrel, put the top
Okay.
back on.
You open the door and you see Arden standing just outside as you come out.
Okay. Can I help you?
Everything go the way you planned?
Yes, we have an agreement. He will not remember us in the morning.
Very well. Then may I make one suggestion?
You may suggest.
As Nan made the suggestion earlier in the evening, you do stand out a bit.
Hmm.
Maybe it would be wiser if myself and Sin moved the Lord somewhere. His address, as you've just specified.
Yes, you can by all means
And maybe you can
take him.
keep an eye on things here and make sure that the locals, those who do wake up, remain true to our plan as well and don't start babbling.
I'm sure
I'm
I can
just
do that.
sleeping, purring very loudly on the back.
I'm sure I can do that.
Now,
The best way to take him, put him in a barrel, carry the barrel.
do we know where he lives?
It doesn't matter. Put him in front of any old house. He will just wake up. But put him far from here.
Let's go and ask Nan where the nearest bar is and we'll just dump him in an alley there and he can make his way back in the morning.
As you wish. I will keep an eye on proceedings here, and if people don't want to stick to our little arrangement, there's always things that can be done.
If we're
But I
not back
promise you-
within the hour after we leave, don't
Come
make
looking.
yourself scarce. Don't come looking, just
Hide.
get yourself and the others somewhere safe.
I will protect them as best I can. I will protect the cat and the tiefling.
I'm sorry this happened. I didn't mean for any of it
Don't.
to happen.
No, don't. What happened, happened. We dealt with it. It's done.
Right.
Don't worry yourself, Arden. Things like this happen all the time. We deal with the problem, we come out the other side. Just like the caves, we dealt with the problem, we came out the other side. Just like we will do with Darvel. We're dealing with the problem that there is this corrupt monastery and all these dodgy people down in the ice. We'll get him to safety and we will come out the other side. You have my word.
I appreciate your support, but I sure as hell hope things like this don't happen all the time. Let's go and find out.
So do I.
Okay, so
Good luck, friend.
You two venture towards the front of the bar, which is ripe. It is. There is the floor sticks as you walk, and the smell in there is of there's like smoke, like smoked pipes and old tobacco and empty shots, spilt pints, all kinds of stuff, and it's just basically quite a lot of chaos going on in this place. But you manage to wrangle a bar and fold this gentleman up into a barrel, and there is the lid is easy to get on. So you have now one packaged lord in a barrel. We are going to jump over, and Sin is standing nearby in that main bar area. We're going to go over to. Sorry.
Nan would have had to have passed Arden to go to out the back to the stables.
No, Nan would have
right?
come out the front door, which is the north of the place, and gone round the square
okay.
way. So she would have left, come out, walked east. If you're looking at the map on, I can ping it. No, I can't. Apparently.
I should have become mine because with that we could have known where
I
is
can
no
do I have to ping it on the player one, or can I ping
anywhere.
it at the
I know what
Yeah, you know where it is.
I see it as the map, like you go north, right, and then down, rather than
Yeah,
down.
round past the nice little square
Yeah,
there.
I get what you mean. But yeah,
Okay. So you, we all just so that people, if there's anybody watching, we also play a bit offline during the week. Nan had gone out to find some sawdust and left the area, walked out and round to the back of the Yak's Tongue. And at the back there is a small stable, and Arden and Maruk had left the door open. They had not retrieved the key or the chain they were given to open the door, and it was ajar. And Nan had walked in and found someone and something apparently stuffing their face in a crate. So there's like a hood pulled right forwards, and they're clutching a rat to them. And they've just said that last line, which is like, we don't team up with no one. We, just me and Grant, it is. And then you had offered them the option of doing some work and stuff for coin, and then they seemed interested in coin. There seemed to be a pickup in their voice at that.
Yeah. They said something about not trusting anyone.
Yep.
Except for Grant. Yep. So I've still got my sword out. I haven't put it away. I'm definitely not going to put it away. But I'm not like
they're not
pointing
phased by
it, if
you.
you know what I mean.
They're not phased by the sword.
Okay. Cool.
Just don't say you have a tabaxi in your team because they're gonna freak out.
Noted. It sounds like you have a hard life on the. Where do you live? Somewhere? Are you?
Yeah, I live here.
Not here in the stable.
No.
Surely. No.
This is the
But
first
in
time
a-
I've got in here.
It'll also be the last time, I'm afraid, that you will get in here.
Not if that lock's open.
I will be locking this behind me. In fact, I'm going to go to the door and take the key before anything else can happen. I'm going to put it.
There's always a way.
Well, I was going to say, if you don't want so hard a life and taking from people, then the owner here was kind enough to offer me a place to sleep and food, as long as I was willing to do honest work. But that might not be what you're interested in. But regardless, you need to leave here now.
You mean someone bossing me around, telling me what to do?
More like you working alongside a friend. A potential friend.
What, like
I didn't think it was possible to make friends.
What like me and Grant do? Like we work together.
Yeah, I think, possibly. It sounds like you've developed a partnership, I suppose. But yes, I know maybe what it's like to not trust anyone. And I did not have good experiences with many people. I try to avoid them as much as possible, but I found the person that owns this bar, and they showed me a different kind of way of surviving, and it took some time, but I can see the benefits of trusting people. If you'd like to talk more about this, I would love to, but I'm so sorry. You need to head out for now. I need to lock up and go to sleep, but perhaps tomorrow, if you'd like to come back, I can buy you breakfast and we can talk more.
Is it because of the horns?
And Grant.
They point and say, "Is it because of the horns?"
Kind of. Mm. To some extent, yeah. I don't think that many places people don't quite like the things that are different, or the things that are new and scary, or unusual and scary, and people can react in unpleasant ways. So, and when you've only known that, you don't know that anything else is possible. So yeah, the horns and the tail moves around. That's my tail.
They say,
Hmm.
"Yeah, I know what you mean," and they pull their hood back, and you see before you a blue-grey tiefling with little tiny horns with little curves at the top, and a tail rises up behind, clutching a rat.
Hmm.
Now I got them too. They kind of tap them and like don't know what to like, and then they put Grant in a pocket, and Grant pops up and just looks at you. And they hike themselves up and out of the crate and swing their legs over and sit on the thing and start walking like with a slow kind of cockiness, confidence, like, "So I haven't seen you round here before. Like, you're not normally here at all, are you?" They pull one of the things out of their pocket and start eating it.
I was here for a little while. And I'm gonna head towards the door. Come on. I haven't been here for a little while. I was hired to do a job. I was trying to make some coin myself and be of use, but
You went out on the ice.
things went a little. Yeah, we went out on the ice, and I've managed to stumble across some more people that surprised me. So I think it's more and more possible.
Surprises can be scary.
They can if you run away from them. But sometimes if you stay to see what kind of surprise it is, it can be a good surprise. That doesn't mean that there aren't still bad surprises, but
They
you
kick
know,
at the ground. They
it
kick
can
at the
be.
snow beside them and say, "Running away, running away. What are you doing on Froas then? Nobody comes here unless they're running away."
I sort of lost my way. I'm looking for someone, and it led me here. And I think that they might have been running away. So I came here. Oh, I'm gonna go get some sawdust. Just one second. What's your name? There's Grant and
Jess.
Jess. It's nice to meet you, Jess. I'm gonna go get some sawdust. That was what I was here for. And I'm gonna lock the door behind me if we are coming out.
Yeah, they're waiting at the door. Jess is
Okay.
standing there with Grant, and you've got managed to scoop up a bucket of sawdust and head back to the inn. And they're kind of walking along beside you, looking up at you as you're walking along, and you're kind of glancing down, and they're glancing up, just like there's cogs turning, and they're thinking about the offer that you made, the idea that not all things that are surprises are bad, not all, and there can be other people other than rats that can be friends. And it seems like that this youthful mind is struggling to compute that, and they say, is one of your friends like stabbing people?
A few of my friends have stabbed a few. They don't like to make a habit out of it.
So I suppose it's a bad habit.
But when you're out on the ice, you often have to.
Yeah, it's a bad habit to have, like picking your nose.
Yeah, like especially when you pick it so much that it bleeds, right?
Yeah, I've had that.
Because you never stab somebody and they don't bleed, right?
Yeah, everyone's explored a little too far once in their life. What? Don't deny it. Everyone's like, I don't even pick my nose. What is picking my nose?
I'm not stabbing people. I'm burning them.
Anyway,
It's
do
way
you have a place to
better.
sleep?
It doesn't leave traces.
So yeah, they're looking at you. They've asked you this question, and they say they agree with the nose picking sentiment completely.
Obviously, relatable.
Hmm.
Jess, do you have a place to sleep tonight? Where do you sleep?
Wherever I find, got several places, little hangouts, places where we're
Are they safe?
safe enough. I'm here today, aren't I? Grant's here.
You are. I imagine that you've done. I imagine that you've done some very interesting things in your life. Maybe if you come back tomorrow for that breakfast, you can tell me about some of your most exciting things that you've done.
They go, breakfast. That sounds good. Do you want me to get you some?
Oh, I'll be getting you breakfast. Don't worry. Come back here and we can find some breakfast.
All right. You're weird. And they start walking off across.
Yeah.
They begin to walk off across the square, and they said, and they begin to speak to Grant, and like the first is just like talking. It's like, she's well odd. She said about breakfast, Grant. And Grant squeaks. In like that breakfast is a good thing. And they proceed across the square, walking away, and they said, I wonder if they know that guy was a lord that they did stab. If that is her friend. I don't know, Grant. No, me either. All right. And then they kind of jog across the rest of the square. They get to the fountain and run off, and then vanish into the nests of the buildings. And they've
Cool. I'm going to go inside.
You have been out in this lovely, cool,
Go inside.
crisp wind, and crisp. You know, the cool when it's been snowing and it's settled, and it has like everything sort of emanates that frosty, icy cool, and your breath feels fresh in your lungs. You open the door and it is fetid. It just stinks of beer, and there is a sort of well sauteed Ed in vomit on the stage.
Gross.
As you open the door, there is Sin and Maruk and Arden all standing round a barrel. And you just see a foot as they push it in, and then they seal the top with the three of them try to push the lid on the barrel on, and eventually the sort of bung fits and it's sealed in.
Everything
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. There was a kid in the stable we didn't lock and they were just eating some of the food, and I sent them on their way.
Okay.
They're going to come back for breakfast though. Yeah, it's an evening of very odd things. What's happening here with the?
Me and Sinner are going to move this gentleman.
Oh, I was going to say probably the less you know, the better, but yeah, what Sin said. No, not Sin. Arden. My bad.
It's been a long night. Why I think you should stay behind. Nan, where's the nearest bar that perhaps has some kind of alley beside it, out of sight, that we can place this gentleman to make his way home in the morning?
I'm going to see if I can.
Well, most of the bars are around this area.
I'm just
Doesn't
going
have
to
to
try
be
and
too
ping the
far,
map,
maybe
guys,
one or
but
two
it's
bars
not
across enough
really
just to
like
confuse him.
doing anything for me. So hold on, I'm just going to try and ping on the map, guys. So around you is a selection.
Are you on the right layer?
Yeah.
Are we using roll 20?
Only for like map reference.
All right.
So not really. So there is inns. Oh, there we go. Finally pinged. So there is inns here. There are inns here. These are your standard drinking establishments, Nan. And there's the eateries and food places is around the square for the alfresco dining experience that many people are fond of with the mighty fresh air. However, if you've got your map zoomed out a bit towards the other area of the town, there is a building with a roof that looks a bit akin to a hourglass kind of configuration on the top. This you know to be a rather more sort of well-to-do establishment. It seems
that looks a bit far away.
Higher clientele.
Move a body.
What about the sewers?
Only Nan knows about these bars, by the way, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I figured that.
Well, I will relay the information. Sorry, Pete, I couldn't quite see on the map where you were referencing, so
it's on the other side of like that big circle.
Yeah.
Of small buildings.
Yeah, there's.
Right.
That's the only one.
Right.
That's the one. That's the other.
No. That's the one which is higher clientele.
Yeah. That's it. George got it.
So that's more like your wine bar where you might get a little bit of tapas.
That's what we're talking.
Well, we're in the area which is a bit more bistro,
got you.
kind of thing.
Yeah. You're sort of bistro, family run. The other place might have like a smoke machine.
So in God. So just looking back to Roll20, I know this doesn't help because we're not showing the screen, but
So
for instance, like this place here, I'm just trying to ping this building and this building. They're both bars.
the smaller one at the bottom is an eatery. They sell a form of like
Okay.
grain covered in cheese and sort of breadcrumbs and stuff.
And this particular alley,
Yeah.
and this particular alley, is that a main pathway or is that an alley? Or
That alley is basically where they
from what Nan would tell us, would that be an ideal spot?
Nan, you know that area quite intimately. That is an area where there is barrels and there is empty things and broken stuff and sometimes refuse. And at the moment, quite likely to be honking with the current state of the sewers.
Most likely, what likely to be what? Sorry.
Stinking.
Okay.
Honking, like just
Great. That's perfect.
awful.
Then. No, that's perfect. I know it's not that far. I think that would. So back to character. Presuming that Nan has described all this,
Yeah.
I think that would be more ideal. Nobody's likely to disturb us in the moving process that way, where I know he's probably more likely to be in the finer area, but he wasn't in the first place. And it's a long way to traverse and not get caught, so. Sin, what do you think?
I'm not gonna lie, since I was gone and I'm still having a hard time catching up,
Okay, so what happened is
I'm just agree with.
That makes
Murk and Arden have forced the body of Deles Sletney into an empty barrel and sealed the lid on currently. And they're attempting to move the body after.
We have a barrel with the Lord in it?
Sorry? The barrel with the Lord
Yes.
has got a Lord inside it, yes.
a barrel with the Lord in it.
Okay.
And they're planning where to dump the body.
Oh, okay. All right.
For him to find his way in the morning, but just so he doesn't know where he's been.
Well, shouldn't we scope out the area first?
Well,
Let's
Nan's
see.
informed us that it's like a back alley where empty casks are left, and it's going to be pretty empty at the moment because it's pretty stinky, and it's the back of another bar.
I have also got an idea.
Would be ideal.
Maybe if you don't go out the front door.
So in regards to this place, is
You.
there a back door, or
Yeah.
would we have to go out the front door like Nan did to get access to the stable? Or is there a back door?
You can't walk
down
directly into the stable, but you can go in the back. But it's normally full of stuff. There's normally blockages and things in the way. But now when you went round, there wasn't much out there. I mean, there was a lot of refuse, but it wasn't
So
blocked.
So cool. So we could go out this way and then through here. Is that a possible route?
You can come draw it with an arrow or with a pen.
I don't know how to do that, but fine. I presume this.
Click on the
So,
paintbrush.
Oh,
There we go.
is it freehand?
So
What is that?
yeah, like that.
Oh,
Okay, it's just.
how do I take that off?
Or something like that. Whether it's
You'd have to circumnavigate the stable, yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
you have to go around that bottom edge. But yeah, that's
Okay. So
yeah,
we'll just get. How do I get rid of that?
Yeah,
again?
no idea.
I think I have to do it.
I drew a line and it's stuck there. Okay.
Go onto the mouse, click on it, and press delete.
Mouse.
Yeah, like on the top left, you got like the paintbrush magnifier. Click on the top one, click on it, and press delete. Like the DEL, not backspace.
Oh, okay. So if I just cool. Right. Well, the more you learn. Right. Okay.
Hang on.
Now, will we require the key to go through the? I think we left it in the lock.
I have the
earlier.
key.
Or is it still unlocked?
I locked it behind me.
The back door doesn't lead into the stable. It goes completely round, so you can walk out and completely round the stable and not have to deal with the stable and all the boxes and everything in there whatsoever. So you'll be out this way. Sorry, let me draw it.
Okay, I'll do that then. So it'd be out into the
like.
Oh, I see.
Like that.
Okay, yeah, cool. We can do that.
Yep.
We'll do that. It's not that far. What's that?
Right.
50, 60 feet?
Well, the scale's different on this map. So
well, I know. These aren't 5 feet, are they?
No.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty small city if that was the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, cool. Right. Anything else, or is that the plan? This might be slightly cheeky, DM, but would we, like, over the hours of raucous drinking, for those of us that aren't pouring drinks, would this have counted as a short rest or not?
You've been working to try and get them drunk. You were working to get them drunk as hell, and what I can't remember. So Nan was working the bar with Niala.
Muruk was in the back room, so
Muruk might have had a short rest at this point, but you wouldn't have been able to sleep.
Yeah, like just like across this entire night, like would any of us been able to just have an hour short rest?
Would I get a long rest since I?
You would be having a long rest right now. Yes, you are having the long rest right now. Yeah. Yeah, you might have been able to catch a wink here and there, but you would have been getting them drunk
not to sleep, but just to roll some hit dice. Most importantly,
you would have been.
I'm still on 12 hit points from the sewers.
Sorting out this mess, and still the bar is an absolute filth, and there are grossnesses going on. So you probably actually haven't had time to really stop. You've been
cool.
You were trying to sort out Devel and find out what's going on with Ed and all this kind of stuff. So not yet, I don't think.
So what's the time now? Between 2 and 3?
Yeah, you're coming about sort of 20. You're getting it really like coming on for like people that would be doing morning jobs, starting to think about getting up soon, like bakers and things like that who need to get their bread and dough rising and that kind of stuff.
Would it be too much of a risk to take a short rest now for an hour and then maybe pushing it between 3 and 4 to go out and then do it? Or do we just bite the bullet and go now? Bite the bullet and go now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
If you go now, you can come back when it's all done and we can just come together, get our heads together, get our story straight, and then leave.
Okay, so
luck.
Are you cracking open the
Sin,
door?
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah. So between you and Sin, you lift the barrel. Maruk was much able, just in terms of proportions, to move a barrel of such size. The barrel is much easier to navigate when you are a bugbear. Between the two of you, managed to get it out through the doorway. Nan and Maruk, you look on as they leave into the dark, and a light fluttering of snow coming down upon them, and their breath starting to fog in the air, and
my heart is literally pounding right now.
And you see them vanish towards the sort of left of the doorway. Maruk, you reach out, the door opens outwards, and pull the door shut with a solemn thud. Sin and Arden, you are in a back street next to the main city wall. The wall rises high above you, and the wall that should feel safe is actually now. Make a wisdom check, Arden.
Insight, straight wisdom, perception.
An insight, yeah, maybe an insight, yeah.
That's an 18.
You realise as you step out and you're so close to the wall that a wall like this might be patrolled.
Just two people carrying a barrel from a bar. Sin, just try and not look as if we're looking over our shoulders, just act natural, like we're just shifting an empty barrel. Maybe not an empty barrel, because it wouldn't take two people to carry an empty barrel, but you know what I mean. Let's just do this quickly, quietly.
We're both pretty weak. We can just...
And nonchalantly.
What's your dex score, Arden? The actual score, not your plus.
18, 16.
Don't have it in front of me.
The 18.
Okay.
It's my dexterity score.
You start moving across, and your sin is. Your dex, please, Sin. Your score, not your plus.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
14.
14. You move out with the barrel. You hear footsteps along the wall above, but nothing at the moment as you move along. It is cold. How have you dressed, guys, as you stepped out? Because you were in all your winter gear. Did you keep that on?
Oh, I mean...
no, I had that on while we were in the sewer, so I took the... Oh my fuck! Give me a minute.
Oh God. I did say when we came in last time, when we entered the bar, that I took off the
Sorry,
outer
Mokosa. I didn't mean to scare you. It's okay.
But
oh, my bad.
I'd like to think Arden would put an extra cloak on if it was cold outside, but I didn't say it, so up to you, DM.
You step out and you maybe in the rush. It's not as cold as the waists. You've got this wall behind you, but it is cold on the hands as they are exposed, and you're carrying this barrel. I'd like you both to make or an assist dex, because on Arden, so a dex check, Arden, but with advantage because you're being assisted by Sin, to see if your fingers can hold onto this barrel. It's not going to be strength. It's more like the dexterity of your hands to hold it.
So just straight. So
yeah, just a straight dex. Yeah, it's not you're not moving at a great pace or anything like that. So.
Oh dear. Or sleight of hand?
No, because it's
that fucking hurts.
You're not moving delicately as such, are you?
Okay. If it's a straight roll, then with advantage, then that's just a 10.
You as you as you walk, your fingers start to really feel numb. Your end of the barrel slips. Make another dex for me. No ad.
Is this a saving throw or a check?
Just a check. I'm checking to see if you can quickly kind of and grab onto it again.
This is gonna end poorly.
That's a bit better. That's a 16. Oh no, that's 20.
You manage to.
Dirty 20.
It slips from your hands, but you quickly scoop your arms underneath it, and you're holding it nearly bodily to you. Sin glares at you for nearly dropping the barrel. The footsteps recede across the top, moving towards the front gate. At this point, you hear them moving in that direction. You move on. I'm guessing you're starting to move again. You got your feet now. You think?
Yep.
Yeah. So you.
Yeah. Whereabouts are we along the map? Would you say now?
You are probably level with the. Yeah, probably about where you are. You're coming along that way. As you near the end of the stable, can you both make a perception check for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Wait, where are we trying to go again? Just so that I can like.
In that little.
Oh shit! Where I put my dice? Oh, it's right here. Okay.
In the little nook sort of behind the kind of.
Like.
It looks like a number 9 from the top of that building.
Right there.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah.
Oh, all right, gotcha. Is that perception?
You actually, Sin, you'd hear it. What's your passive again for me? It's really high, isn't it?
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, so Sin.
I got a 15.
Before you reach that corner, you hear voices in the alley ahead of you to the right. Just jovial chatting. Something about like getting ready for the
Arden
day.
Here too, or just me?
Arden, what did you roll?
Do I hear them with the 15? Or
with a 15, yeah, you would hear them. You would hear this kind of general chatter. It sounds like two people talking in the alleyway ahead. There's like, yeah, it's dying cooking up now. Well, I'll make the batter first. That's what I always do. And then got delivery coming, hopefully, if the storms haven't been bad. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we've got to clean up. Bit of a busy night, but, you know, things are going well. It's a nice festival. You going out to the town tomorrow? Are you going to shut up early and join the dance? Yeah, well, I might take the mobile cart and wheel that up there and then sell a few and then park it up somewhere and then I'll, you know, it's always good. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll bring up a flask. If you see me, I owe you a sip then. Ah, that's jolly decent of you. Well, you know, you always give me the odd one on the house, don't you? Yeah. You've always been good, though. You're a good neighbour. Well, thank you. There's this kind of back and forth.
Do they sound like they're coming this way or not?
One of them.
Do they sound like they're just standing around the corner, or do they sound like they're coming this way?
They sound like they're just. There's some rustling and moving of things. They sound like they're in that alleyway at the moment.
You want to wait it out until they leave, or you just want to keep going?
So, sorry, just point out exactly where we are on the map for me, please, Yen.
Yeah, sure. So you are where your token is.
Are we on this corner, or are we on this corner?
You're where your token is, but just sort of before, just a little bit more down the alleyway, maybe. So they are. You hear the voices coming.
Oh, all right.
So that way or that way?
I'll show you. Hold on. I'm just trying to get my computer to behave itself.
Just do a ping. So
yeah, you're. Let me move your token.
Decide any.
I'm going to grab you and put you where you are.
Go for
and you hear the voices are coming from
Okay, cool.
this building.
The right round the corner in the alley. Okay.
Yeah, and this building.
Oh, they're in our way. Damn.
They're just chatting away, but this barrel is feeling increasingly heavy in both your hands now. You've got, your hands are exposed to the cold night, early morning air.
Sin. Just place the barrel down upright for now. And Arden kind of just like lowers it. Well, whichever end is upright for the Lord, so he's not upside down.
Yeah.
Place the barrel flat like that.
Make a wisdom check
Arden
to see if you know which way up it is.
I do it too.
We put him in, didn't we? Surely I remember which way up I put even in. Oh God.
Do you know?
I suppose.
Oh, that's pretty good. I got. Okay, I got 21.
That's a dirty 20.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Arden, you've got the button feet.
Okay, so I lower my end down onto the ground and flip it up, and then I kind of just lean against the barrel like it's natural, and look at Sin like we're having a chat, and I'm just like, wait here a moment and just see if they move along.
All right, yeah, sure.
You're just waiting in the alleyway for a bit. Niala.
Let's just wait 10 minutes and see if they. We just wait 10 minutes and see if they move.
Niala, you are having a wonderful little dream. There are grass plains all around you.
Oh boy.
And the sun is beating down hot and heavy, and there is the smell of ozone in the air as you know you're nearing a very lovely space that you know and love. There is a waterfall, and there are the biggest, roundest stepping stones to leap across, and you begin to hop, leap, and bound across them, and you just start jumping and leaping and trying to cross the stream, and the steam and water vapor from the waterfall forms this beautiful mist around you, and you breathe deep, and then you sneeze, and then you cough, and you wake up and realize you have inhaled some dust and muck from inside a broom closet. There is you've kind of breathed in some dust. You see that you're alone now in this space. You have the option to remain sleeping or try and investigate where everybody else has got to.
At this point, the spell throw, because she didn't do it very often, so the spell is giving her quite a headache and is pumping a lot of her energy. So right now she just have her head ringing and be like, and just go back to sleep because her head ring too much, and she's kind of like when animals just don't like something and they put their paws in their head. So she's kind of like this.
Yeah. So, Nan, can you tell me what you're doing at this point? Nan?
Sorry. I am just cleaning. I am going to town on this bar and cleaning it up.
Okay, are you out in the bar? Are you in the kitchen?
I'm in the bar.
You're in the bar. Make a perception check for me, please.
Mm-hmm. 14.
You hear something like a strange rumbling from the kitchen. Like a
Nobody else is here, right?
no. Muruk, where are you, Muruk? Tell me where you are. What are you doing?
I left Arden and Sin to take the barrel.
Yeah,
I'm in the bar. I'm kind of going to be like, yeah, just.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I was like close the door back behind them, and I was staying inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you're inside. But can you tell me? So you walk to the front of the bar to kind of keep an eye on the would-be patrons that you're trying to keep subdued. Would you make that perception check for me as well?
Yeah.
So everyone's video is so laggy. So I'm sorry if I'm really delayed, guys. My internet must be dying.
That is 16.
You also hear this sound. It sounds like a cross between a rumble and a growl. In fact, it could be both.
Might be Ketu.
Should we go and have a look?
Yeah, let's.
Ketu being violent.
Is the front door
from the grave?
Oh, God, is the door locked? Did you lock the door behind the? Okay.
Back door is locked.
Let's go see.
Kind of brings out his warhammer, but kind of puts it behind his back. Kind of walks in with his hands behind his back.
And lo and behold, Keto is awake. Keto is pacing around inside the kitchen by the back door.
Oh. He looks okay, though?
There is now a sudden rumble and growl that comes from Ketu's midriff.
Oh, I open the door and let him out. He needs to potty.
Ketu bounds out at full speed into the night. And you don't see where it goes for the time being. You are free to go and clean up your bar.
He's okay.
Niala, you just feel a sudden gush of cold air come underneath the broom cupboard door, and some footsteps outside the door.
She would have a really bad awakening back now, and she'd be like, I feel like this day where I drink this alcohol with Nan. Why is it drinking? Oh yeah, I use that thing. Okay, I'm gonna see the others. Oh, my head.
You open the door.
She just starts going out and looking around, just one eye closing after the other, trying to stay awake.
You open the door to see.
Just turn to Nan's like.
Sorry, I say the door opens.
Sorry, Pete. We just seen you.
So Niala opens the door to the broom cupboard, which is by the back door, and peers out, and you see this Baxi with like whiskers that are bent and like one eye open, and kind of peering out at you guys as the cold wind rushes in from the back door, and then you kind of are pulling it shut, and as Ketu runs.
Hi, Nyala.
Morning.
It hurts. I didn't drink, right?
No, you just did something very good.
Okay.
You managed to subdue that clumsy little lord. And he's dealt with. You don't need to worry about him anymore.
Okay, yes, that's good.
But now we just need to tidy this mess
Arden
up.
really did something that I would do.
What did Arden do?
You know, the knife thing.
Oh, yes.
Usually that would be me or Sin that do something like that. And you know what? For a human, I'm very proud. Now, I do remember. I do remember Head passing out in his vomit.
Yes, he's still there, surrounded by his vomit. He's your responsibility. You clean him up.
Yeah.
You might want to make sure that he's still breathing.
Can you, one of you, help me go to him because I see double. Like,
Kind of just pick Nyala up, pop her like on my shoulder.
Oh, the classic. We're going back to like episode 1 here, like on the shoulders again.
We're going back to like origins here.
I like it.
Thanks, Marek.
And you carry the
Just kind of just
um,
there. He's yours.
Nyala to the front bar, and Nyala, you're confronted with Ed with the most blissful look upon his face, with the largest stream of vomit down the side of it in the puddle that he's laying in. Sin and Arden, can you make me some stealth checks for me?
Well, are we really trying to hide? I think we're just trying to blend in, right?
Okay, you're just trying to
I don't know. Would it be
act
stealth
casual?
or?
Would that be a?
I don't mean to be questioning every check that you ask us. By the way,
No. Well, okay. So it'd be you're trying to deceive your true intent then. So a deception.
Yeah, we're just chilling, chatting.
Yeah, but that's not what you're really doing. So you're
Deception.
deceiving.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's. Yeah, I suppose that's
15?
right. Yeah. 19.
Okay. Round the corner of the thing comes a guy holding a ton of corn cobs, and like a bucket. Says, "Oh, sorry, my lady. Sorry, gents. Can I get by?" And kind of shuffles by and says, "Heavy night."
I just kind of lean against the barrel, just swaying a little, and just like, yeah.
Oh dear.
I just give like a cold stare. Just,
It's been a good.
Oh, and he looks at Sin and goes. He looks at Arden first and goes, "Oh yes, sir. I can see you've had a good time at the festival." And looks up at Sin and goes, "Oh, the missus isn't too happy."
She's not exactly happy with me.
I'm sorry, my lady. I'll leave you to your berating of him. And he kind of giggles and he's gonna have a headache when he gets home, worse than his hangover, and kind of down the alleyway to the front of the corn shop.
So far, you had a misunderstood thing with every girl in the party. For Sin and Nan, people thought you were flirting with her.
Yeah. And then you are free to pick up your barrel again.
Right. So yeah, we'll
pick it up.
Just hear out. Just check everything's okay, and then we'll pick up the barrel.
Cool. The barrel is picked up and is moved round to the back of the corner, exactly where you had planned to leave it through Nan's instructions. There is several crates, empty sort of refuse type stuff, There's stuff that's had like bits of cabbage leaves still left in it, and like the end of like a street market trading day where there's kind of odd bits and things like hanging around, like the odd carrot top and that kind of stuff hanging around in like those crates and stuff. There's a couple of barrels of like smaller glass bottles of what might have had contained wine and stuff in like a heap, and then there are other barrels that are filled with just general detritus, like unrecognizable goop, basically. That's kind of the kind of output from whatever's left from the diners' plates and things like that.
Okay. Right. Place down the barrel again, bottom down. We're out of view of the wall at this point, aren't we?
Yeah, you're between you're that bit's so narrow that they wouldn't have LOS to where you are.
Okay. I turn to Sin. Keep a lookout for me, will you?
Yeah, okay. As I turn around so that I don't know what he's doing, and I just keep a lookout for people.
Takes off the top of the barrel.
Yeah.
So look at the Lord.
There is a slumbering, very bruised figure inside this barrel. Whole side of the face is yellow.
Oh no.
This isn't their fault. I did this. My
I
responsibility.
mean, technically, I gave him the bruise, but sure,
Arden
take the
reaches
blame.
in and breaks his neck.
Make a perception. Oh, Sin, you have amazing perception. You hear the crunch of what sounds like a neck breaking.
There's a reason Arden chose Sin to come with him instead.
You hear the snapping of a neck very clearly. What do you do?
Was I looking at him?
You were turned around, but
I say, all right. I turn around and I look at him. Maybe you do have
Right.
it.
Pop the lid back on, and I just look at him and just, her even.
yeah, sorry, Sin, can you say your bit again? I missed it slightly.
Oh, yeah. So I turn around and look at him, right?
Yeah, you see
I say,
hands in the barrel.
I say, not like loud enough. If he wants to make a perception check, then yeah. I was like, kind of like whispering. I say, and you can be useful after all.
So I still miss it. You can be.
Can be useful after all.
You can be useful after all.
Okay.
By like whispering to myself.
You can make that perception if you want, Arden.
Well, she said that to me, right? So
She was whispering it, so like.
I said I was facing you, but I was whispering it to myself.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Wait, the
check.
guy is that
cool,
dead?
sure.
Yeah,
I've broken his neck.
Why?
10.
You see Sin turn with a kind of blank expression and quite dispassionate, like look and you don't know if she's seen what you've done at this point, and you've got the barrel lid in your hand.
Put the barrel lid down.
On the barrel, or
and I just look to Sin. I pop it in.
yeah, you seal the barrel. Yeah, yeah, cool.
So it just looks like a barrel. Oh, actually, one thing beforehand, I just want to quickly, before I just want to rummage around on the body. If that gold purse that he said was there, anything of value, just quickly strip anything, not spend too much time, but strip anything of value from it.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's been robbed.
There is a hefty coin purse.
Technically has been, because I will take stuff.
There is a hefty.
I'll take the hefty coin purse.
You don't have time to investigate it fully. Can you make an investigation for me?
Yeah. As I said, it would just be a quick slash and dash.
Yeah, I just want to get a gauge what you find.
Investigation. No problem. That is an 11.
You just find the coin purse.
Right, take the coin purse, shut the lid back on, and then I just look at Sin. Just to protect the others.
I give a quick nod and just start heading back.
Okay, you walk back and you don't see anyone as you proceed back. You can hear there's a start sound of like sort of humming, someone humming to themselves in the corn shop.
Sorry, can we make sure that we go back the route we didn't come?
Yeah, of course you can.
So we're going to go up north and then west, and we're going to go back
fine.
through
So
the front door.
as you proceed away, you hear a humming.
Knock on the front door, and Arden just wants to keep an eye out on the patrol bit along the top, just to make sure that no one's witnessed them leave the scene.
You don't think that anyone here has seen you moving along. The guards are not in this area of patrol right now, it would seem. You walk around the front. Maruk, Nan, and Nyala, you are standing in the front of the bar, peering at the beautiful Ed, and bang, bang, bang on the front door.
I'm going to kind of go to the front door and kind of gesture back to Nan and Niala, be like,
and just jump.
Stay there.
But just sound like.
Again, I'm going to get my warhammer out, put it behind my back, kind of
I'm awake.
through the door.
I'm awake.
Who is it?
You hear someone say, "Who is it?" through the door, Arden.
I was muted. It's us.
You good? You alone?
We're good. Don't think we've been followed.
Opens the door, like slightly, but make sure that he kind of can't be seen from outside.
Yeah, you kind of stand behind it as the door opens. You're greeted with the sort of half smell of half cleaning and half sick still. But the place is starting to look marginally better, and some of the customers are beginning to stir as the morning drags on. And at that point, we're going to have a quick break if everyone's cool. Go and grab a tea and stuff like that, and then we'll move on with the rest of it. Yeah, cool. Welcome back, everyone.
Ooh, I got a lobster.
You do. That is the strangest beginning to no, it's not the strangest beginning to a section of this game. This game has been strange throughout, but I have a lobster is one of the strangest statements by a player so far. So as you you walk back into the bar, and there is a frenzy of cleaning. Things all start getting neater. The clientele starts stirring. Can you will
It's a
everyone
chocolate club.
that's been needs to do a level of exhaustion. Please. Apart from everyone, apart from Niala, basically. She's been able to snooze.
Sorry, what was that?
You need to put a level of exhaustion.
Everyone gets a
Point of exhaustion. Great.
You're sleepy little monkeys now. Or creatures or cats or whatever.
Arden and Rook still need to have a wash.
Yeah. You two, you're still
Really too.
and Deville. So Nan, you hear not my
Yes.
dog talking. Sorry, my dog's want to do something. Come on, then. You want to wait? You hear
I mean, I would be still half awake, but
Yeah.
I would smell Maruk and be like, "You didn't take a bath."
Sorry, I was a bit busy.
You could have taken a bath.
and Nan, you hear a ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Actually, everybody hears it, but you
Where
know
is
what
the
it is.
ding-a-ling-a-ling coming from? The door.
Everybody hears it, but you know
Toll the
what that is.
dead.
That is Treese's bell. That is
What? Sorry, elaborate.
There's a little ringing sound. You know that is Treese's bell
Right.
that she keeps on her bedside table. That she rings when she requires.
Oh.
Yeah, she's got it made.
Okay.
She's got a bell that she rings from her bedside table.
Oh, how the other half live.
I
guess I will go to Treese.
For a moment,
what's
I
up.
really thought that you were going to pull on us a massive Toll the Dead. And I was like, no
An area effect
fucking
You'll hear the
way.
ringing.
An area effect told the dead, and Arden just loses all his HP.
Arden needs.
Yeah, you proceed up the little passageway stairs. They're quite narrow that lead up to her little section, which sits above the kitchen. You walk in, and it is the stairs are bare wood, but you open up the doors, and this place is beautiful. There is a 4-poster, full size, not gnome size. There's a full 4-poster with silk striped, a dark, deep, rich, velvety wallpaper with filigree sort of flowers and stuff rising up on it. An elaborate table with all manner of bottles and concoctions and powders and creams and ointments upon it. And there is a gauze that covers the bed that has been pulled round like a curtain that goes on each open section of the 4-poster. There is a covering to it.
Mhm.
And as you open the
And it's
door,
just me that's there, or has everyone joined me?
I don't know. They haven't told me. You go to them.
Okay. Well, okay, right. So now that I have the context, before I headed up, that's Treese. I'm going to just go check on them. So I'll go.
Mhm.
So now I'm there.
Then you proceed up and you see the scene.
You go ahead. I'm going to wake up head and wash this filthy child with this filthy humans. Why is men filthy?
Trees, what do you need?
She, you pull the curtain aside, this kind of gossamer fabric, and you see a very small gnome sat in a bed, and they have propped themselves against a pillow and have on the quite bulbous nose, they have a pair of little half moon spectacles on, like perched on the end, with a chain that goes round the back of the neck. And the white bun is miraculously already affixed. This is now like back to full on like brilliance. This is the most perfectly formed hair bun you've seen. And they say coffee, toast. Then I will talk.
Okay.
Right, and
Okay.
you know
I'm gonna go get coffee and toast.
You know how she likes her coffee and toast. You've been there a long time. You know exactly how this should be done, exactly the right quantity of butter and the right amount of stirs and the exact right amount of sugar to nearly to the granule that you must put into Teresa's coffee for it to be perfect. You return to it to them, and they sip, and they finally affix their gaze to you, take a bite of toast, and chew, looking at you. They swallow and say, "Dear, what have you got yourself into this time? I trust a little problem has been solved?"
Yeah, yes, it has. The less you know, the better, I think.
You're learning things from these folk. I hope they're not going to lead you astray. I was quite fond of you, you know. Then you up and left with that nasty band of people, but I suppose all chicks must fly the nest. And I'm, you know what? I'm glad you're getting out there, and you know that you actually talk now to people that aren't me.
Mm.
That's really that's progress, Nan. That's really good, and I'd like to think that I'm maybe in this place. She taps on the bed like at this place, and she rubs the wood of the one of the four posts and says, this was part of that. Now I've had a sleep and I'm feeling better. I have my coffee and my toast. How's the bar looking?
Cleaner. I think we still have a little bit to go, but definitely better than you left it.
Let me get myself sorted. I shall get dressed and I will apply the mask, and I'll come down and we'll kick these ingrates out of my inn.
Okay.
And she kind of waits for you to leave the room.
I'm sorry, Treese, that something like this happened. I don't think they're all bad. But we'll see.
We shall indeed, young Nan. And you pull the door shut, and you start hearing the sounds of movement behind the door and maybe some clothes being pulled on and off and stuff. You proceed down the little stairs, and the cleaning's pretty much done within the space that you've done. There is just the problem of a really disgusting Maruk, a really disgusting Arden, a stinky Davel, a double stinky Ed, and a tabaxi with their nose turned up. What do you guys do in the bar? So we're going to go to like Maruk, Arden, and Yala.
I'm trying to arrange my whiskers well,
Yeah.
and I'm pushing Ed like, wake up, mommy wants you to wash yourself.
There is a stirring from not only Ed, but a couple of the other people start waking up. And Devel sits up.
So,
Sorry, go on.
no, go on.
Devel sits up and says, "Good morning, everybody. Oh, I did hope they'd be there this morning. Has someone already left?"
We're here, Devo. Don't worry.
Sorry, Arden, say again. You're a bit quiet.
We're here. Don't worry.
I don't. My feet aren't touching the person that was opposite me.
Oh, some people have gone and slept in other rooms, others tidying up. You've been out for the count. We've been rather busy making our
He rubs
place
it.
to stay.
He furrows his brow and rubs his head. He says, "Yes, I think I might have had a few last night. It's not against our order to drink, but to excess is frowned upon. Arden, please don't think any less of me."
I never could, Devo. Don't worry about that.
He goes to rise and he says, "Is there any chance of getting clean?"
Yes. Well, there's a water pump out the back. I can give you a hand getting out there.
You could.
Not just yourself. There's a fair few of us that need to.
Is there a bathhouse in this city? You could probably make a
There is.
visit. I relay the information. There is a bathhouse in the city. There's a bathhouse.
Is there a bathhouse in the city?
There is the bathhouse. It is just above the sort of yellow.
So as the other.
Sorry, George, go on.
So as the rest of the patrons start to kind of wake up, I kind of put on this overly friendly persona, "Oh, how's your head this morning, friend? Did have a little bit too much to drink, did we? Come. Let's get you up. Let's get you home, shall we?" And one by one, as they kind of start to get up and kind of rise, kind of overly almost like barman wanting tips friendly.
Yeah.
"Oh, how are you? Are you okay? Come on out." And kind of one by one, just kind of ushering them out the door.
Mm-hmm.
like really like overly friendly.
They are kind of half willing to kind of leave. Some of them are still half asleep. Ed wakes up and rolls over, and puts a hand out for you to help him off the floor, Nyala.
I'm going to help him and be like, nah, where is the bathhouse?
The bathhouse is
Bath.
let me ping it. Sorry. Sorry, I've got the wrong screen up. The bathhouse
KFC, Arden. Nice.
is up and above. It's the other side of the main street, basically. So where you
Yeah, I
came
see it.
in, it is which one is it? This one here. If you'll let me ping. Come on, ping. Yeah, there you go. Get it?
I don't see it pinging. No.
Yeah, it's the one near the circular place.
No, hold on. It's on the main street. As you come in the front gate, is the third building
I
on
see
the
it.
right.
Okay, that one. Yeah,
See it,
it
I
is that
see
one.
Third building on the right as you come in on the main gate.
Oh, this one.
My internet is so slow, guys. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, that's the one right in front. Let me try and do it again. Let me try it here. Everyone's pinging. See if it'll let me do it. Mikey, it's so annoying. Come on, internet, please. Right there.
Oh, this one.
Oh, right. So really not far. Okay, so it's the. Okay,
Yeah. Sort
it's
of on the way, like on the way in. It's one of the first
out the door. Out the door and turn right and keep going past the main gate, and it's the biggest building of the collection of buildings there.
So
I didn't get
I'm going to stay here.
everything, but who'll of me follow because I'm gonna get lost.
Well, myself and Darvel will certainly be going.
Okay.
So Devel and Arden start leaving along with the rest of the drunken, stinking rabble.
I'll go too, just so
Me too.
that I can see and stuff.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'm staying.
You're staying with Therese and helping getting the last bits tidied up and cleaned, I'm guessing. Maruk.
I'm gonna stay and help Nan kind of get everyone out, and then I'll go for a bath. As soon as I know that everyone is like up, happy, alive, and out, and this place is clean, that is when I will go and bathe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm just pushing ahead and be like, please.
Yeah. There is a stream of rather ne'er-do-well looking characters that leave out of the Yak Hung. There are a few people mingling around, and they all give every single one of them a decent sort of berth of space around them. This is like the sort of like the perfect version of social distancing. They know that if there's been a lock-in at the Yak's Tongue, that anyone that is proceeding out the door at this time in the morning is probably best avoided. And they proceed into basically it's one. They kind of mingle in, and you get to the main street. And as you reach the main street, you see that you start smelling the smells of the day. The meats are already been put on to the barbecues and the skewers, and there's already beginning the sounds of traders and people stacking fruit and the spices being poured and
Street
sifted.
meat.
And you see the bathhouse in front of you guys. The doors are wide open to this place. It is ready for business, basically. And you already see people to your right more people starting to flood into the city. In even its early hour, sort of probably about, now maybe just coming on to 6 o'clock, there's already a bustle, a hubbub in the air.
Can I say before we left?
Yeah.
That Arden made sure that the coin was transferred into his own coin pouch for later distribution, so that he is not carrying the Lord's coin pouch.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can do that. It was there was 48 gold in the gold pieces in the bag. A hefty sum for a night out.
Okay, cool. Not bad.
Okay. And
so if you want to split that, unfortunately, there would be some gold that would be for the group coin punch, because as a result, it is.
Sorry, what?
That's when you get to split it.
You want to split
when
the
you get
gold
back
from later.
Yeah. So you.
Oh, that's how much we'd get each, or is that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's 9.6. So it's gonna be
9 gold.
We're gonna have to get one or two gold in.
Did we not start a group fund?
I have it.
Which only had 1 gold in it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just all have 9 each. Which Arden hasn't done it yet, but he will do. So just for levity, to speed things on later on.
You can do it now, or we can do it in downtime. It's no problem.
So that's 9 each, and then whatever the leftover is will go into.
So 9 each would be 45 gold. So it was 48. So it would be 3 gold. 3 gold.
3 left to go.
So there's 4 gold currently sitting in party funds.
Yeah, raking in the party funds. You proceed into the.
I am the bank.
Sin, what are you wanting to look for? What are you looking for? You said you wanted to go along just to look. What are you investigating? What are you peering for as you look around? Tell me.
It was gonna be. Can I tell you once they get in the bathroom and like in the bathhouse and all that stuff?
Yeah. So they proceed off in front of you. If you guys want to go into the bathhouse is available.
I am going to the bathhouse.
Okay, you lead in by the ear.
Darvel will be going to the bathhouse.
You go to the bathhouse. Lovely. Okay, so they are now inside the bathhouse then.
Is there a group raid?
They're gone in the door. Are you going in with them, Sin, or are you proceeding off elsewhere?
I'm going with them.
Into the bathhouse?
Yeah, I'm going with them. I'm gonna ask them. So there's 2 things I'm gonna do, right?
Yep.
For first, I'm gonna ask them if they can wash like my winter clothes for the cold, cause they're like dirty and stuff. Cause that's what I was wearing when we went to the sewers.
Yep.
That's a good point. Is there like a dry cleaning service?
Yeah, that's do they do that?
It's gonna cost.
You can ask them.
Yeah, but it's like.
You can ask them when they get inside. Yeah.
I'll ask them when we get in.
You may ask them when you get in.
Alright. And then I'll do the second thing once they're like in the water and stuff.
Okay. You proceed inside. There is a crowd of people inside the bathhouse foyer. as it were. There is a counter, and there are voices raised around this counter, and there is, sorry, I'm sorry, I am look, sir, madam, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. No, I can't. It's just not. No, it's not pot. But you said I've got a booking. It's time for this. Where's my clothes? Did you bring them back? Why aren't they done yet? And there's this kind of whole like bunch of people round the counter.
What's going on? Guys, did we do something in the sewer that might have fucked up the water?
What's this cause the drought?
And consequences, eh? This sucks.
We might want to go back to the sewer. But you go back because my head is too much ringing.
So what is the general hubbub that we can hear that there's something wrong with the baths, or is it just busy?
There is a lot of people with raised voices. The crowd is, 2 or 3 people thick, but through the gaps you see a rather flustered-looking character behind the counter, trying to placate the uproar that is proceeding in a fashion. They appear to be a female form with sort of a light greenish hue to the skin and slightly pointy ears and a pronounced jaw.
I suppose Arden's gonna try and make his way towards the front of the queue.
There's people that are just like, no
causing
pushing,
problems,
get back,
waiting.
wait your turn.
Yeah, just wait his turn. Yeah. Just wait my turn.
That you just hear this.
Can I cast Firebolt on them, Arden?
I thought you were actually asking the DM. You can do that. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, what?
Of course you can. This is Dungeons and Dragons. You can do what you like.
She's just too tired and her head's ringing, so she has someone wiser than her for that. So she's just asking you.
I would prefer if you didn't.
Okay.
Eventually, there is a way you muscle your way to the front, and there is a character at the front, and there is a name on a badge, and they are wearing some sort of formal-looking uniform, and the name badge reads Hexia.
What?
Hello,
the name badge reads.
Is it?
There's a character, female form, with a name badge that reads Hexia.
Okay.
Hello, Hexia, was it?
Well, you can read as well.
Well, I thought it'd be polite to call you by your name rather than just you.
Suppose.
Are the baths open?
Well, the doors are open. It's just the baths aren't really baths without much water.
Okay, so the bars aren't open then.
You can go and have a fucking paddle if you want.
Look, I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry if you're having a hard day, but I'm just asking a simple question. Are we able to have a bath or not?
You can have a fucking paddle if you like. No, the bar I'm having a bad day. it's the day of the festival. There are people who they're supposed to have clean clothes, especially for festival day, special festival wear. Eye of Melora, you know, all that stuff. And I can't get any water out of the taps.
Did you shot, miss, checking the sewer?
She
Yeah,
turns with her mouth
that's
like
not
half in
going
conversation towards you,
I
Nyala,
just
and blinks at you and raises an eyebrow like, "Are you serious? I'm
I'm a
not
bit
in
tired,
maintenance."
but I think I'm intelligent enough to know that there's maybe a problem with your pipes and thing that may be under the city. So ask someone about it.
You think? Ah, oh, everybody, look who's here! It's Xanthar himself, genius.
Huh?
Here, fantastic. A problem with the pipes, everyone. Did you hear that? There might be a problem with the pipes. And she just
That's
Slow
I
up.
just
why
look at her
I
deadpan.
think.
I think you're
Do
correct,
you feel
my little.
better?
Did you look?
Did I?
Hey, don't belittle me, okay? Just did you went to check?
I didn't check.
We are a bunch of adventurers. We can go look for you if you want.
That no good gnome should. That no good dwarf should be doing it.
The dwarf that is at the entrance, right?
He's all over the place running
You
around.
know what? You know what? We're just gonna talk to him. Go in the sewers, fix your problem, and then everything will be okay. Seems nice to you? A good plan?
If you can get this fixed, baths will be on the house for as long as you want.
Okay, we're
Laundry on the
going,
house
guys.
for as long as you want. If you can get that guy
Okay.
to move his lazy butt,
Well, as you can see, I'm a tabaxi, and I can be pretty scary when I want something. So if he doesn't move his butt, I can guarantee you he's gonna be scared of me for a long time. And he's gonna do everything in his power to fix this city in time.
okay.
We
So,
don't know.
go on. Sorry, Luke.
No, it's alright. Like Arden's just been staring at her deadpan, just fed up of her attitude because she thinks she's had a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pat Arden on the shoulder and be
He's
like,
just
I got this. You. Okay, just you've done enough.
And
For once, let me handle this. I'm tired, but I can at least things for two.
please.
I have
when
a brain,
You'll
okay?
listen.
I'm not a wizard for something. I have this book for something. So
when Niala
let me
says,
handle this.
when Niala says you've done enough, there is a stone in your stomach. You you leave the bathhouse and stand on the porch of the steps that lead down from the front of it. And there's still the kind of rabble of people going on, and you hear Hexia still sort of trying to placate the situation inside. What do you do? Arden and Nyala and Sin.
We're gonna go find this dwarf then. You told us where to find him, right? We spoke to him before.
Did he though? Did he tell us?
Pretty sure we asked where we could find him if we needed to speak to him again, didn't we?
He said it. He said.
Do you remember where he is, or like where?
He said if you ask around, you should be able to find him because he offered you some more work.
Okay.
You hear me,
Yeah, he did.
guys?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't. What I was saying is that I didn't hear at the beginning the phrase "you." So you got me. You've done enough, and something. Someone was looking at me.
As Nyala said that, Arden felt a sink in his stomach, like a sinking stone feeling in his stomach. Sorry, dog needs a drink.
Basically, Arden felt a stone in his stomach after you told him he'd done enough.
So
But
you
then,
feel bad.
of course, he feels bad. He's just murdered somebody. But then we were basically discussing, saying that the dwarf said if we ask around, we'd be able to find him again. Because he's busy doing jobs all over, and he's got more work for us. So.
What
was his name again? I keep forgetting that guy's name.
His name was Malgon.
Malbon or Malgon.
So should we ask like one of the guards, since they might know him?
I'm gonna type his name down in my notes this time so I don't forget it again.
Then I'll just look around at the chaos at this point and be like, you know what, Ed, you stay here. I am tired of this shit. I am going to the sewers alone with you guys. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you touch, but I want a bath. I want to feel better. I want Arden, you feel better after the night you had. And if basically, what did you touch?
All right, I turn to Ed. Ed?
Yeah?
Take Darvel back to the tavern.
Come on, grandfather.
I can never keep a straight face with that shit. Sin, Nala, let's just ask around, see if we can find out where maintenance is held, where the main office is, and chase up where this Malborn fellow is, and maybe we can get this.
He should be by the gate. He's the one that just made us go in, so we just have to go there.
He said we had to ask around. I don't think he'll be in the same place twice.
I'm tired.
By the sounds of it, we made things worse, not better, but we didn't tell him that we'd been messing around with that machine.
Yeah.
So.
You didn't tell them. And you didn't tell me.
No.
You should have called me. I'm the most intelligent person in this group.
Oh no, you weren't there. Oh shit, it was just, oh crap.
It was you, me, and Nan that did everything.
Yeah.
What did you touch? Did you touch buttons?
They were bringing brats and they didn't want to come up, so.
Don't worry about it. Let's just find maintenance.
You let me handle this, okay?
Around where maintenance is and see if we can.
Okay. As you send Ed off with Devel, a drummer starts up somewhere along the parade playing this and Ed starts kind of boogieing as he walks along, and tries to get Devel to like dance with him down the street and kind of get in the festival spirit. Devel sort of picks up one finger and there's like tries to kind of get it in the rhythm, but is every time that the finger goes down to tap on the beat, it's always off. But they seem to be enjoying themselves as they proceed off towards the towards
how is
I'm
Ed
a happy
not
mama.
really hungover?
Sorry, say that again.
How is Ed not severely hungover?
Oh, he looks
like, what is his secret?
He looks absolutely miserable, but he looks like more like he's going to harrow the dog it.
Oh God! Oh no!
So he looks like he's carrying on the party from last night. He's going to find something somewhere. As he proceeds off into the crowd, we join Maruk and Nan back in the inn. Therese has come downstairs and Therese is looking round. She's nodding, and Maruk, you're showing the last 2 or 3 extra grisly looking dwarves out of the place.
I hope you had an amazing night. But please, we must do this again. Please, the next time I'm in town, by all means, I will come find you. Drinks are on me. We will have another amazing night. Look after yourself. Bye, guys.
And you hear as the door shuts on the last two, like, you know what? Normally I'm killing bugbears in the Underdark, but it is all right, that one. And your footsteps recede into the distance. She's
right.
She's looking around the bar. Therese they stand there and they're looking around the bar, and they look at you. They look at you two and say, "Is everybody else in the same state that you're in?"
What, completely sober?
No, the rest of your little gang. How are they feeling? So we need to get
tired, probably.
We need to get this place ready for festival day.
That's fine.
You need to wash. You probably need a little bit of a wash.
A bucket at the back.
Okay.
Me?
Nan, you're not so bad, but your hair's a mess, and you need to get a bit more presentable. Go and get a fresh apron. Go to the pump. See if the pump is working.
Okay. We'll go see.
Okay, you go out to the round the side and to the pump that's at the back. It is old and it is rusted, but looking. Maruk, can you just do us a strength on it, please? If you're going to have a go at pumping this.
Like a hydrant party.
It's inside the little alcove of the stables.
19.
It moves. Yeah, it takes some going, but you put your weight behind it and it starts pumping and it's moving freely now. But it takes quite a while to get some water up, but it starts flowing and there is clear water coming from the pump.
So I fill a bucket and then just dump it over Nan. And then give her my cloak, warm myself up.
But you just... Oh, okay.
Because you said that you needed a wash. How else do you wash? Then I fill up another bucket and just dump it over my head.
I love this scene.
It's just the combination of something very kind of mean, but then with something immediately nice afterwards. It's very confusing.
But that's how you wash, isn't it? You just dump a bucket over your head and then dry off.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's how you wash, isn't it? You just
Mhm.
wet yourself and then dry off.
Teeth are chattering. You can see the fangs.
Kind of while you're kind of in his cloak, just kind of like
Isn't the cloak really shitty as well? No.
Yeah.
it's kind of like tries to like warm you up. You know when you like
Oh, it's not. This isn't. I don't think this cloak. I'll just.
Maruk
I'll
doesn't
take it
seem
off
to
and kind of put
understand.
it near the pump.
Maruk doesn't seem to understand how cleaning works very well, and has given you a soiled cape to sort of dry yourself within, and that is encrusted with all manner of things. Did you wear it in the sewers? Oh no, you didn't. No, the clothes you've got.
Yep. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No.
The clothes we
Ah,
got
okay.
were from the guy when we came out of the
Yeah,
sewers.
they were from.
Oh, okay,
think.
cool. Then they're not.
They were from Gilly.
So it's a
weren't
good
they?
cloak.
Yeah, so the clothes are actually
Yeah.
quite clean. You took those afterwards from Gilly, who gave you a pile of nice, clean, sort of screesia furs. and
See, I knew what I'm doing.
stuff. It
For a
would have
moment,
been-
you didn't though.
No, I
For a
didn't.
moment, you were like,
just completely
"Ooh."
wing it.
Is there like a comb anywhere? I'm gonna comb it.
there is. You were in a stables. You think
It's like a horse brush.
there might very
Unless
well
you
be-
contest
There might very well
my
be
attempt.
a horse brush.
If I can look as pretty as you, then go ahead.
Do
Yeah,
a little braid.
You make very, very
Yeah, just like on the back.
Just one.
Well, how far down
It's out
do you
of
go?
reach.
You go right down the back.
It's just like the whole of my back.
No, I just do one. Just so where you can't see it.
So to the nape of Maruk's neck, all the hair is finely like cornrowed into this braid that like comes down just below into the shoulder blades, but it's not hanging there. It's affixed to the fur that is on your back.
It's like sticking it.
It's just like it's
Okay.
stuck, and you. Well, Maruk, this is you're feeling pretty right now because this this is some sort of this is TLC that you're receiving here. Nan, you are quite
I'm as
cold.
pretty as a princess.
Yeah. It's not a lot I can do about it. Hellish rebuke.
Why would you do that?
No, I'm not going to. It's nothing else. No, it's not. I can't warm myself up.
You Nan, there is
Yeah.
know what, you are just soaking wet right now in all of your clothes because
Mm.
Maruk did not give you a chance
Yep.
to derobe or anything at this point.
I'm not going to derobe in the stables. This is a horse bath. This is.
Yeah. So it's just it's a quick sort of bits and pits sort of pit stop.
Yeah,
Pit stop.
basically.
Wash in a bucket with a bugbear. You smarten yourselves up as much as you possibly can and return to the front of the tusk.
Before
How
I
you
leave,
doing?
Yes.
can I check? I didn't check how much like food and stuff had been taken by Jessie. Can I just kind of make it maybe look like
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, so
I don't know. I just kind of want to check.
you proceed over to that crate, you know exactly which one they were in. The top of it is open.
Yeah.
It looks like some things have been removed and placed atop of the crates nearby to get to the stuff that they were interested in, which seems to have been some sort of like there were wraps of like a fabric round dried salted meats, like strips of
Good
kind of
taste.
like jerky stuff, and then like there was also some like some sweet like dried fruit as well. You don't you can make a nature check and see if you recognize what it is. You might have seen it.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
You might have.
We haven't done a lot of rolling today, so let's go for it.
Yeah, sorry, it's all been.
I haven't done a lot of rolling. Oh, that's perfect.
I quite
15.
enjoy
I
it.
mean, we had an intense
me too.
moment of several
Mhm.
rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was
And I
it?
mean, are we going to go back to a puzzle? So
True.
Well, where is it? Sorry, I'm just trying to find something.
and this time I am doing the puzzle. I love puzzle, really.
This berry, when dried, you recognise it to be quite a rare thing. Where is it gone? Sorry, I'm trying to find this stupid thing. It is called a. Fucking hell. It's not called a fucking hell. Sorry. Fucking hell berry. It is called a. It's called it's kind of it looks yellow now, dried, but you know its real form is actually like a white berry, almost like a mistletoe berry, but a bit bigger. And it is normally got little black speckles on it, and dried it helps with sleep. It's called a slumber berry. Well, that's the nickname for it. That's what that's what it is. That's what it's one of its purposes is sort of dried.
Yonk.
Can I just
Yonk.
take one?
Yep, that would. You don't think this would go amiss?
Okay.
It's kind of like a like a sleep. People use it as a sleep aid or relaxative kind of thing at the end of the day. That kind of thing.
Like, I was about to say something. I won't say it. Sorry.
Were you going to talk about some sort of other thing you might imbibe?
Yeah, those.
No, you cannot drug Maruk to fall asleep and give him a bath.
I mean, you could.
It's not happening.
I would do it.
No, it's
I'm
not
down
happening.
for this plan.
No.
Sin, would you help me?
No, you're not there. You do.
Just saying, out of character, if we ever want to drug Rook like some poor cat or dog to get him to bath, I am so down for that.
What the fuck?
I love that you've got your back completely until it comes to your stank. When it comes to your stank, they're like,
You catch more. You definitely catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. So let's.
What?
Do you know this expression?
Yeah,
I mean, as far as he's concerned, he'll just wake up one morning and he'll be clean.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, though, I will have one less point of exhaustion, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and Maruk, you might if we rolled some perceptions there, you might have not even realised it happened. Just wake up, you're like, oh, so this is what happens. Like wake up.
Oh.
And you're clean.
Where's my fur so shiny?
Who the fuck cleaned me?
Is Rook?
I did.
I don't know whether. Well, I guess Rook knows that I'm going through boxes and
Rook, so you like looking.
I'm not trying to be sneaky.
I probably wouldn't know what they are anyway.
Rook, as you glance over, you notice that near one of the crates is another wheel of cheese.
Make the same mistake I did.
He's
just
don't want to acknowledge the cheese.
I'm going to take out my axe and just slam it into one of these blocks and just split it in half.
Look, the last time somebody used a weapon on a wheel of cheese, it didn't end well.
But I'm not throwing it.
Nan is right next to
I think this is the point where the whole group turns vegan.
Be fair.
If you rolled a 1 with your axe, it's You probably just cut your own toe.
I'm not throwing it. It's not leaving my hand. I'm just.
Yeah,
You're
that's what I'm saying.
You're making a melee attack on cheese.
Yes, I am. I am.
Oh,
Roll your melee attack on cheese.
are you bringing out the cheese armor class again, Pete?
I've got it written down from last week.
What did you roll? Is it a 1?
40.
Oh,
40.
Okay.
God.
I mean, that's with a +9, but here we are.
Okay, so this is critically average.
Yeah, it is critically average.
Critically cheese.
And the cheese, you actually do it so fast and pull the axe back, and then it does this kind of, and the two pieces fall split apart, and you feel very satisfied with yourself, Maruk.
That's for causing all that shit last night, you fucking piece of milk.
Language.
Curdled
Oh.
milk.
Yeah, cheese hates being called
Congratulations,
milk.
you murdered a piece of cheese.
It's better than murdering a person, Arden.
Well,
Cheese really hates being called milk, though. Like that, you cut it to the core. That cheese.
Cheese elemental. Here we go. Come on then.
No,
there's going to the big bad is a cheese element. So
no, I'm not going to bring out an elemental every time you have a problem with an item. Like the poop, it's not going to be a shit elemental. You're having problems.
Why not?
we want more elements.
Listen,
You keep
this could
thinking
be
about
your
them.
homebrew.
If you keep thinking about them, maybe they'll manifest as
The
some-
elemental of deep regret.
Yeah, it's like a flickering mirror of all of your adventures so far, just like, and you have to break the mirror. Yeah, so as you proceed back outside, are you going back outside of the sort of bit now? Yeah,
Yep. Making
You go
sure I
back-
lock the door.
you lock the door. You see coming from one way, you see a Devel and an Ed loose.
Hmm.
And the other way you see Jess.
Why do you have to say it like that? Why? They're human beings. They're not wild animals.
Hmm?
You make it sound like they can't be trusted.
Can you trust Ed?
Do I trust Ed? Not
No,
really.
I'm just saying. Arden says they're not pets, but like I'm saying, like, do you trust Ed on his own, like in festival season with like booze in his system still, you know, with your monkish friend? Yeah, they're proceeding down from the main street and coming across the square. Is Jess.
I wave at Jess.
The hood's back up.
Not at Ed.
Sorry, say again. Missed it.
I wave at Jess, but not at Ed. I don't want Ed to think I'm waving at him. What?
Even I feel bad for Ed now.
Across the square.
Made a mess in the bar. There's not really much coming back from that. Like,
Because he get drunk, also
That's-
people follow his example.
I
You
didn't
should be proud.
puke. I'm not.
So Arden committing almost did commit, but still, Arden bringing a dead body into the tavern, absolutely fine. But the bit that crossed the line was
wasn't
Ed throwing up on the floor. That's
That
where the
also wasn't
line is.
absolutely fine, but at least you felt regret. Ed's yet to feel regret.
I suppose Arden cleaned up his mess.
He did.
From the hooded figure, you see a brief sort of like not even like a hand lift, like just a finger lift and the baggy clothes, the baggy cloak that goes them. Ed isn't paying you any attention. He's talking to Devel and sort of moving with this kind of rhythm in their feet. they are filthy. Still, you can tell that from a long way away. People are avoiding them like they avoided the people coming out of the bar. And you guys, the rest of you guys, the guys walking, looking for your dwarven friend, go to the gate. And at the gate, you find a couple of guards. These are the town guards. They're dressed in just basic sort of mail. And you are trying to find out where the dwarf is, and they point you to his location, which is some of the sort of courtyard buildings, the first set of courtyard buildings on the north, just to the right of the gate as you come in. There, on the map, the first set that's got like 3 buildings together. And they direct you to that place. Following those directions, you proceed round, and the building is kind of sheltered away from you. There's the back of the building as you approach it, and you kind of come around in this courtyard where you see a well, and several other kind of buildings that look like smithies, and sort of manufacturing areas of like metal and maybe woodworking as well in certain places. Seems like a sort of like the sort of the making area of the town. And you proceed round, and you hear sobbing.
Not again. Look to see what the source of the sobbing is.
In one of the outer buildings, you hear this sobbing coming from, and you peer inside, and with their back to you is Malgon. And they're picking up things, hammers and things, and putting them into a wheeled cart. Like a hand-drawn cart, something like that. Sorry, Arden.
It's all right. I just call out to Malgon.
He hasn't noticed you come in the room, and straightens up, and you see like a hanky from the pocket, and turn around, and you see that the mustache is wet, and the eyes are red, but it holds his head proud. Yes. Oh, it's you. You guys, what do you?
Are you okay?
Am I okay? Only my pride hurt, boy.
I'm going to regret saying this, but anything we can help with?
Well, I don't know. You sort of saw you. Look, the guards have been down and they've blocked up the hole for the goblins, but the system's still not working. Like there's no possible. I don't know how the system works, but there's no water in the city. Have you heard?
Yes, we've witnessed firsthand. Look, did you follow my advice and search out an engineer?
They didn't give me enough time. He picks up another hammer. What do you mean
they didn't give you enough time?
Never let me go.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Not as sorry as I am.
Have they reappointed your position yet?
I don't know. They're not going to let me privy to that.
Well, surely they wouldn't fire you before they had a replacement in line, right?
They were furious. They just said they were sick and tired of my excuses.
Well, what if you fixed it? Would they potentially hire you back?
I don't know. Possibly. But I don't know how. You've seen that room, you've seen that machine. I'm not that's beyond my ken.
Well, do you know anybody that lives in the city that might be able to understand such a thing?
Well, I'll tell you a little thing. I reckon it's gnomish. That kind of amount of detailing, no dwarven machine. That looks like gnomish engineering to me. And I don't know. You need to find out more information about it. I mean, there is a library. People tell me that you can learn stuff from books.
Right. I was hoping for a quicker solution to this, but fine.
Well, if you think you can fix it, you can go down to it and I don't know. I'll give you the key
Are there
right
any
now.
records in this?
Oh, I take the key.
Would there be any records of the sewers at the library and the archives of this machine?
I imagine so. They keep all the town's histories there. They go back hundreds and hundreds of years.
Right, well, it would make sense in keeping that whoever designed this system would want it to keep running, so hopefully they would leave some kind of manual, maybe. Look, it's up to you.
Ooh,
Come with.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you'll have a better idea of what we need to look for. And then we go back down there, we look down to the machine, we take whatever we've learned, we fix it,
I've got a week to
and all the
get out.
credit is yours.
I've got a week to get out because they know I've got a lot of stuff that's mine here.
Well, hopefully we should have that fixed long before then, and once it's fixed, you take all the credit, you keep your job.
You do that.
And no harm, no foul.
What's in it for you?
What did I miss?
Wow. What's in it for us? A bath.
Aye,
That's
you're
what's in
right.
it for
You're
us.
still right from the sewers then.
Hadn't you noticed?
Aye, I can notice.
Look, it helps us, it helps you.
He says, "Okay, I'll hold on to the key."
What do you say?
I'll hold on to the key till you come back. And he guides you to where the library is, which is the great curved building at the far end of Kakanzax. And do you want to proceed there now?
Yep.
Are you going to gather your party?
Is there any? Well, at the moment it's just me, Nyala, and Sin, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Sorry, see,
I
Niala, just for an
Sorry
update.
about that. Just my internet just poof out of nowhere.
That's cool. So what happened was
So,
you walked into the barn, walked into the area where you found a weeping Malgon, who told you that he'd just been let go from his job, and they were tired of his excuses to do with the water problem in the city. And he said he thinks there might be a solution in the library.
Leave the books to me.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to the library, look in the archives, go through the histories
Kitty!
of the sewers, try and find out what's wrong and find anything, and then we're gonna go back to Malgon, and then we're gonna take him down the sewers with whatever we find and hopefully fix it. So Malgon, I suppose we can take it from here. If we find anything, we'll come back to your place of work and collect you before we go down.
Fantastic. I'd be glad of the help. I'd be in your debt, to be fair.
And just like last time, I'll ask you again. Is there anything we should know?
Okay, there's no beasties that I know of in the library. To be fair, it's not a place I care to visit often. Words were never my strong point. I'm more of a hands-on sort of chap. I mean, it is vast.
The books to me.
It's a vast building, many layers. Some old, some new.
Well, can I make one last piece of advice?
Aye.
If we manage to fix this and get everything running and get your job back,
yes,
hire an assistant that knows what they're doing.
Hey, what about one of you fellas?
Well, I don't think I'm cut out for that kind of thing, but maybe one of the others. Either way, we're going to go and fetch the rest of our group, and we'll head into the library and we'll come and find you when we know anything.
I'm going to go to the library ahead so I can start searching for things.
Okay, you
okay, cool.
Share that to Arden, and
I'll head back to get the rest.
Sin, where are you headed? Library or back to the Tusk?
So Niana's at the library and Arden's going back to the Tusk?
Arden's heading back to the Tusk and Niana's heading towards the library.
I'm not. Oh, damn, this is difficult. Because I have plans. I'm going back with Arden.
Okay, you head back with Arden. Niala, you start proceeding along the streets. The streets are bustling, very busy. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
This is my first check of the session.
Sorry, it's just been an RP day. It's all been RP.
I'm not complaining. I love it. This is a hate.
You walk.
Yes,
along,
I'm so tired.
Yeah, is that with your exhaustion?
No, I'm not exhausted. Just a bit tired because my head is ringing.
You walk along for a little while, and then notice that your coin purse seems a little lighter.
How much?
14 out. Gold pieces.
14?
You seem to have been pickpocketed as you wandered through the streets. In the busy carnival, you didn't hear it with your slightly bleary head from the night before. As you walk along, you see to your left, you see slightly more rundown area of the town, smaller dwellings, basic sort of hay type roofs, like yellowish in color, and then you see the looming buildings of quite grand like offices and official looking buildings as you proceed through, with columns out the front and big sort of steps and grandiose statuary and like gargoyle type things, and very, very ostentatious buildings around as you go through. And then you're confronted with the massive shape of this curving library that goes off, and the ends of it you can't even see from your position. They kind of curve back round, you can't see the end walls, and there is a marvelous grand entrance with several steps, layers of steps that go up to flats and then up and then flats, and then there's a beautiful oaken door that is intricately carved with all manner of words. Some of them you recognize, some of them you don't.
Okay,
What languages do you speak again for me, Niala?
So I speak Celestial, Common, and Draconic.
Celestial, Common, and Draconic. So in Common and Draconic, on the door, you see written the word knowledge. And in Celestial, you see the word, it's like, it's not the word for knowledge, but like the word for knowing, but similar. It's similar, but not quite. They don't have the word for knowledge in Celestial. It's not a word that would directly translate, but you see knowing on the door. Oh, we lost Nyala again. Oh no. So there's the beautiful steps. You all proceed back to the tusk. Not to the tusk. You're not at the tusk. You're at the tongue. So you proceed back, and you outside there is a small gathering of your friends. There is Maruk with a beautiful plait running down to the middle of the shoulders. Nan is looking a little bit damp, and they are with a small hooded figure outside, and sort of just going in the door, sort of like beckoning them in, and you see kind of the backs of them going inside, maybe for some food and stuff, and it's kind of, yeah, it's definitely breakfast time. It's even maybe even, yeah, like you're getting late for breakfast now. So, what would you like to do, guys? Apart from Yara.
Look around. Is Ed and Darvella back, right?
Ed and Darvella back.
Whew. Okay. Breathe a little bit easier for that. Right.
You can make a perception if you want to find out exactly where Ed is.
No, I'm just trying to think of what to do.
Well, you're still stinky, right?
I'm definitely still
Oh,
stinky. So
sorry, Sin
probably...
wanted to say something.
Go on, Sin.
What was your fox's name again? Ketsu?
Yeah,
Ketu.
Ketu.
Do I see him in him? Her? It? They? Do I see them anywhere?
You don't know where Ketu is yet. You haven't seen Ketu since you woke up.
Ah, fuck, that's true.
Ketu's in a
And I went to go. And I went to go dump the body. And that's when he left, right?
Yeah. You didn't notice that Ketu was sleeping by the cooker in the kitchen after basically comatosing itself by eating too much soup and gravy.
And then Nan let it out to go have it deal with its business.
Yep.
Outside.
Actually, I'll talk to you later about this, Pete, or another day. But
yeah.
So it's not relevant. Yeah, right now. But
okay. So yeah, make someone make a perception to see if they see where Ed is. So yeah, who's looking for? So Arden, you were kind of wondering where they were, so you can make the perception.
Arden's just generally looking around the room for everyone.
Okay. So. A perception check then, please.
He sees Ketu. He says he sees Ketu.
Disadvantage.
Oh God, yeah, disadvantage. Christ.
so, who are you looking for? Are you just doing a general perception
Out
check?
of the room.
I'm just doing a general look around for everyone.
Okay.
So that's an 11 with disadvantage.
You see that the room is looking quite splendid, and you see that Ed is heading towards the bar.
Oh no. Gotta go play dad.
Well, Nyala's not here to play mum, so.
Arden goes after Ed.
Okay, and
Or shall I go after Ed?
Arden, there is Maruk managed to get some water out of the pump at the back. It's not warm. It's not as nice as a bathhouse, but I can see something happened. But so if you want to head out there, you can at least clean up a little.
Something did indeed happen. You're all right.
Oh dear.
I'll go clean up. Can you just keep Ed off of any more drink?
Yeah.
There is at the mention of getting clean, Devel says, "Come on, Ed. We've been dancing all morning, and you still stink. I can smell you over me, and I smell." He kind of consigns himself to going for a bath finally, and Arden and Devel and Ed proceed out to the thing, taking the key from Nan and proceeding round to the side of the building. There is a gnome sat on the bar stool, looking at you guys.
Is it Treese or?
Who? What?
It's Treese. She's sat there,
Oh,
watching this exchange, and watches you leave, and she says, "We've done all right. It's looking pretty good in here. Now the question is, do I give you a place to stay for the night, or for the day? In fact, rather."
Ask about the missing alcohol.
No, I can't think of a good reason to ask them to stay. But noted, Arden. Maybe we can still still help you with the missing alcohol, and try and help better under when we're more rested, and we're not going to I think we've learned our lesson.
There's a smirk at the side of her face as she sees Nan squirming, and she says, "Oh, do stop it, Nan. Look, if you agree to go and find where that booze went, I'll agree
Mhm.
for you to have the roof for tonight. Or for today.
Wow.
You can sleep upstairs and I will serve down here in the rooms. People don't use the rooms during the day unless they've got hangovers or look like you look. So you can have the rooms for the day. But I want you ship shape and ready to get out and find me that booze in the morning. And that goes for the rest of you. I don't want none of you staying up, none of you drinking, none of you boozing. Like your one-armed friend there. Although it was the life and soul of the party, really. And she smiles. She's taken a liking to Ed, it seems. About the only person.
So have we witnessed this conversation, or I thought us, Ed and
you
Darvel
guys were
had already
proceeding out the
gone
door. She was just looking at Sin, Maruk,
Oh, okay.
and Nan at this point, just sort of saying that to them and saying,
Hot butter and
I'll
oil
give you the room.
combined, it doesn't make the same reaction as hot
You and your
water
friends
or hot oil with water.
No.
Can do. Yeah, you can stay the night. Basically, they've given you the place for the night, the day. Sorry, it'll be.
So why did I miss because of that?
Okay, so I don't know when you went out. So
I'm pissed. I'm really pissed.
That's all right. Yeah, you dropped it. So there was a conversation with you. I'm just trying to recap.
Did you get the translation of the words on the arch as you went into the library?
Oh, okay. So you told me what language you speak. So
there you go.
In every language that you speak, apart from Celestial, the words say knowledge, but in Celestial they say knowing, or a word that's like knowing, like the doing, like the adjective, but it's not. It doesn't translate directly. Okay. On these beautiful carved intricate doors. Then we went back to
I just walk in and search for a book about the city and how it's been made.
Yeah, perfect. There is the smell of books is perfect as you step inside. There's that sort of lovely papery smell. The damp is somehow not as damp in here, and it is cool, but in a different way. Cool, not cold, as it was outside in the snowy Frohast. And you guys back in the bar are encouraged to take the rest that you have been proffered. Nan and Maruk, you can go and share that with your dear friends outside. And Sin, you're on one level, aren't you? So you'd probably be best to take the rest as well, but a shorter time.
Well,
there's the long rest, right?
We'll all. Nyala's the only one that
got to sleep.
Hasn't come back. Nyala had a long rest last night.
Yeah, indeed.
So that actually worked out that the rest of us can have a long rest while she's studying.
Yeah. So
cool.
Nyala, you proceed into this cool building, and the walls are lit with the lamps are flush with the walls. They're like almost like the wall is sort of like blistered in the place where the lights are, so they are smooth walls, and they give off this sort of green yellow light that kind of is all angled down. There's no lights that point up to any ceilings. So as you walk through, your feet are on cold stone floors, but no longer rough and hewn or gravelly. These are beautiful, very smooth, very well walked floors, and there is a large desk in front of you, dark stone again that is seamless with the floor. It is like a U shape, and you are at the bottom of the U. And behind there is a set of drawers, a big set of like wooden drawers that spans the whole width of this maybe 30-foot counter. as such, and there is a door to the far left of it that heads into a room beyond, and there is a desk, and upon the desk there is a little bell.
Ring it.
You pick up the little bell and ring it. It lets out a high-pitched chime that echoes out through this large space, and just kind of bounces off the walls, tinkling gently up into the far ceiling above, and out from behind the door. The door opens, and you don't actually see at first the who comes out, and then up a set of steps. You hear footsteps, and just above the bar pops a wizened face, like with little glasses, thick, really thick, like we're talking like the bottoms of glass beer bottles here, and says, "Welcome to Kansak's Communities Library Service. How can I help?"
Stin, can you cut your mic,
Nothing.
please?
Oh shit.
I didn't hear you, Peter. Sorry.
That's okay. You up a little set of steps. You hear footsteps, and then gradually you see head and then shoulders appear above the thing, and you see a tiny figure, with really thick glasses, and he says, "Welcome to Kansak's Library Services. How can I help you?"
Hello. So, the city has a problem of pipe because there's something in the sewers. There's a problem. I wanted to know if you would have a book about how the city have been built, how is water function things, and something about this.
Local history. Yep, we'd have something
Pretty
on
much.
local history. No problem at all. And they push away from the desk, and this set of steps is on wheels. And they scoot away from the desk and over to the wall, and then they kind of move themselves along the thing on this, like a wheelie chair, like an office chair. They're using it like that to kind of navigate these drawers, and then walk down the steps and then up to find the drawers. And they hand you a little ticket and back to you. You should find local histories here.
Okay, thank you. Do you recommend a book specifically?
The sewer system. Now, I've been here for approximately 162 years.
Oh, nice.
So I've seen some of the history, and I've seen some of the terrible submissions to the history department, and some of the spurious lies that have been told, and I have remained stoic throughout. But less about me and more about your situation. Sorry, I'm getting lost. Pipes. What kind of pipes?
It's a sewer. So what's going on is that the bath of the city aren't supplied with water anymore. And we think he has to deal with the problem me and some friends have encountered in the sewer because someone told us to get in because there was a problem because something was blocking the way. So we unblock it. But after that, I think maybe there's something, maybe a pipe has exploded because of the water pressure, something like this. But I need to have a plan or something very clear of how is it have been built, so I can fix it.
Many people build many machines with many pipes. Do I mean, do you have any idea what kind of manufacturer it was? Of what manufacturer?
Well, my friend did told me there was a device for the pipe that was in some language. Maybe I would need to know about this.
Well, there is many books on engineering and engineering involving the city. Lots of things have been built here, as you can see. I can give you the right directions. And she gives you go here, you'll find history, and she goes back over to the shelves and brings one out that's engineering, like an engineering section. This is engineering.
Okay.
And they've got locations on them of floors and places where you'll find the books.
You might have cut out earlier, Celia, during the conversation that we had with the dwarven guy, but he did tell us that the machine that we saw down in the sewers was of gnomish design.
Oh yeah, the machine my friend was talking about was some gnomish machine engineer.
Gnomish? Oh, give me the card back. I can find you a more specific one.
Nope.
And they scoot over and they get you the more specific one on gnomish engineering. And you proceed off to the direct. There's a set. They direct you to a set of stairs, and as she points, the lights glow up, and there's a set of stairs that go up behind this desk, either side. But where she points, you can see it's both sides now. The lights have come on, but where she points, the lights glow brighter.
I'm just going to the section and be like, thank you for the help. I'm a bit tired here, but really, thank you. We
should
really
find
need
some
this.
peace amongst the books. The books are mostly quiet.
Oh, believe me, I know. I'm a wizard.
Are you indeed? What a fascinating profession. I'm a librarian.
That's, for me, that's the same because books have power.
She tucks her head and she smiles at you. A beaming smile. She says, "My dear, you have no idea." And that's where we end the session for today.
Yalla made a friend.